I was convinced that there was something very weird happening here. Hey, I'm Sapphire. Want to hear something scary? Artificial intelligence used to be science fiction, but technology is quickly catching up. As robots become more lifelike and realistic, will we one day live in a world where a human and robot are indistinguishable? This next chapter, an abridged version of the creepypasta written by username RaidenDP1, takes place in that world. Do not buy an RT. Let the fad die off, please. I know what you're thinking, but Trevor, RTs have the potential to change the world. And yes, I do agree that the fantasy that IGT has been trying to pitch us for the last 3 years sounds pretty great, but in reality, it's disgusting, inhumane, and highly illegal. I have no concrete proof for any of my beliefs, so all I'm gonna do is tell you the story leading up to this post and let you reach your own conclusions. I lost one of my legs to a soft tissue sarcoma last year. Since I'm both disabled and terminally ill, I'm more than qualified for IGT's charity, which provides free RTs to people who really need them. When I received a message from one of their PR people, I was ecstatic. Who wouldn't want the hottest, latest piece of technology for absolutely free? The package was delivered to me on a Monday, straight to my door. It was a 2060 Greta. Not the latest model, but about a few years old. The body and head were already in place, so all I had to do was attach the limbs and then activate the unit. I had to do that myself so that it could imprint. Imprinting is the most important part of the setup. The first person the RT sees upon its activation becomes its, well, for lack of a better word, its master. Upon turning the unit on for the first time, well, I guess after activation, it's not really an it anymore, is it? Upon turning the unit on for the first time, she began the imprinting process. Her instructions stated rather sternly that I was not to penetrate the skin layer of the RT under any circumstances, and that upon malfunction, I was to bring her to an IGT certified repair shop only, or else I'd be voiding my warranty. I didn't pay it much mind though. So the imprinting was complete, and my RT's life, if you can call it that, began. That machine, which uncannily resembled a young girl, looked around, her artificial eyes flickering and moving just like real ones would. She asked me to name her, but I don't believe in choosing names for other people. But I'm probably just biased. When I was born, my parents named me Marissa, and when I legally changed my name to something more fitting, it felt empowering. So I told her she should pick her own name when she felt ready. It's funny, even at that moment, I subconsciously knew that she was more than just a computer in a humanoid body, like IGT was advertising. Especially when she began dreaming. When RTs dream, their software is sorting through the data collected during the day, placing the most important bits on the hard drive and deleting the rest. But my own RT, who had begun going by the name Laura, was dreaming about things she'd never seen before, like a camera having pictures on its memory card that you've never taken. It was always the exact same dream, a white house with 2 floors looking like cubes stacked upon each other. I was positive I'd never seen this particular house before, and yet Laura recalled it flawlessly, down to the finest detail. After about the 6th time she recollected this dream, I was convinced that there was something very weird happening here. Worried that my RT might have a serious issue, I asked her to draw a sketch of the house and then sent that to IGT's customer support alongside an explanation of the problem. This is the response I received. Dear Mr. Kingsley, I regret to hear about the issues you're experiencing with your artificial, but rest assured there is nothing wrong with your RT. During quality assurance, the engineers use stock photos to flash a unit's short-term memory and make sure it's functioning. The image you have sent me shows an uncanny resemblance to one of the stock images we used for the process, which I have attached to this email. I downloaded the picture and, wouldn't you know it, it was the exact same house that Laura had drawn. Immediately I thought, conspiracy, they photoshopped this image. But no, a reverse image search brought up plenty of sites hosting that particular stock photo, which was apparently uploaded quite a few years ago. The customer support guy's story checked out, so then why couldn't I put this out of my mind? I asked Laura how she knew this photo was the same house in her dreams, and she told me that it just felt right. She obviously had a connection to this house, and I wanted to find out why. After a lot of research, I discovered that the house was built by architect and artist Nigel Winston. He'd built over a dozen houses during his career, each of which had some sort of quirk to it. The white one he called House of Cards, which was built in 2044, and for a time, Nigel lived in it with his family, but they'd moved out about a year ago. I got his email from the real estate ad, and I didn't want my email to be ignored if I told him my research's purpose, so I pretended to be interested in purchasing the house, and also asked more information about the house's history. I am pasting his response below, in full, and leaving the conclusions to you. Dear Mr. Kingsley, thank you for your interest in my House of Cards. It's in a great location. A school and a hospital are both within short driving distance away from the house. As a matter of fact, that's the reason I chose to build there. It's ideal for raising a child. The neighborhood is quiet and calm, and the reason we moved has nothing to do with the area. My youngest daughter disappeared roughly a year ago, and once the investigation was closed, we found that the house just held too many memories. If you have any more questions or would like to set up a meeting, feel free to respond to this email, and I would appreciate it if you can keep my Laura in your thoughts. With respect, Nigel Winston. Want something scary for your walls? We have a limited edition poster available for purchase. There's only 666, so get yours before they're gone. For more information, click the link in the description. Like this video if it gave you the chills, and don't forget to subscribe to Snarled and check out our other videos. And if you dare to follow me, my links are in the description below. Until next time, sweet dreams.